How are you doing? Excelente? Or not excelente? Excellent. So today, what I'm gonna do first, we will be starting VMware, inshallah. And VMware is a very, very important training. What I need to do first is SCCM. Guys, the version we did is SCCM 2012. Version is SCCM 2012. Previous versions are as follows. Guys, we must have all this information at least on our finger. Whatever I'm writing here, this has to be on your fingertips. Amin, is he here? Okay. Anybody has 4 times 411, 4 times dumps? One guy needs it. So he has a US. So you have it? Can you give it to him? Okay. So first of all, versions. So older versions are so it started with SMS. Started with SMS and SMS now we are on 2012 R2. The version we did is 2012 R2, but there is not much difference between 2012 and features added in 2012 R2. So this is the versioning we need to remember. Purpose of all four of them. Purpose of all four of them is deployments. So deployments of what? Applications, operating system, and applications, operating system, and updates. So all these. So purpose of this SMS stands for slow moving software. Server management system. Server management system. But it is, as a joke, we all knew it as slow moving software. It never used to work. That was one reason why SMS failed. So SMS was there was previous version as well before 2003, but it failed in the market. Why? It was very slow. You don't get proper response from there. It doesn't give you a report. So they upgraded everything in SCCM, and now SCCM 2012 is better than 2003, 2007. So the main purpose of all of them is deployment. So deployment of one application. So this is the main purpose of SCCM. Now, when it comes to SCCM, guys, we must remember that SCCM is an infrastructure in itself. This is a product that has its own infrastructure. So we must understand this point. A product with its own Right, SCCM is not a product that you can just think that, oh, I need SCCM and you install it, start working on it. No, it's not like this. For SCCM, for SCCM, you have to plan, design, and then implement. As we all have seen, it's not a simple product. It is a complex product, and it has its own infrastructure. So, what are the other products that do not have infrastructure? Right, like 7. But it does not have its own infrastructure. Like Binrod, it is a product, but it doesn't require any specific infrastructure. You have Office, and this Office can install on any machine, doesn't require any specific. The products that are bigger, they have their own infrastructure. For example, SCCM has its own infrastructure. Citrix, do you think it has its own infrastructure? Yes. The definition of infrastructure is when it requires its own components, basic components. So, for example, you do need a licensing server, you do need a web server, you do need a Citrix server, you do need a session host, you do need a ZDC, you do need a data. So, there is complete infrastructure. Any of those components are missing, it won't work. Whereas these products are more just download and use them. SCCM is a product that has its own infrastructure. It is very important to remember. Now, what is included in SCCM components? SCCM components are, it has about 14, 15 roles in which 5 of them are mandatory, all of other are optional. So SCCM has roles, and those roles are, there are mandatory roles, and then there are optional roles. So what are the mandatory roles? Mandatory roles are file server, there is file right? Component server, and then right? Now site server. How many types of site servers are there? So there is CAS stands for Central Administration Site. What does it stand for? Central Administration Site, CAS. And second one, primary site server. Third one, components. Now, what is the one requirement of CAS? Yes, 100,000 objects, excellent. So if people are not using CAS, it's fine. It's not required. It's not mandatory. But what is mandatory? This is must. So this is, I would say, mandatory or must. Must. So you must have in the environment one PSS. It's the main server. Without this SCCM doesn't even exist. So you can say this is a backbone of your complete SCCM infrastructure. It is PSS. It is a primary site server. And when you go into SCCM console and you go into sites, it's written right beside the name. It is PSS. Whatever site you select, it is written there. Now it's the main thing. SiteDB. SiteDB. What do we know about SiteDB? SiteDB. It is a database. It is a database of SCM. A DB of SCM, and it is must. It is must. Each site server has its own DB, right? So in a DB, all SCCM configurations are stored here. So store all SCCM configuration. All SCCM configuration. Component server. Component server is required for all SCCM servers except DP. Good remembering. The component server is required for all SCCM servers, all SCCM components, but except DB. So this is I can say these are all helping files, helping all supporting files, helping or supporting files. So this exists everywhere. Now these two are optional roles, but they are mandatory with the first install. So, and these are two are very important roles. So, first one is FP. FP stands for there is a management point, and it has two functions. It is a noise connection point, noise connection point, and manages policy. DP, distribution point, main function is it is it's a distribution whenever no it's a distribution whenever anything is ready it is put into a distribution but it works like a warehouse. So you have now products ready and people can that is distribution point. I would call it is like a warehouse, like a warehouse. So distribution group is in Active Directory. That is used for email purposes. I can create a distribution group of all of you, and then I can send one email to that group. It goes to all of you. Okay. Now, one more component that is automatically available. One more component that is automatically available. That is site system. Site system. Any system that has any SCCM role is known as a site system. So PSS is a site server and a site system as well. So site system is any server, I would say any SCCM server. Any SCCM server. I mean, that is a SCCM server. So these are your mandatory roles. Other than this, guys, you have optional roles as well. Optional roles are not that important, but few of them are very important. For example, SUP. So SUP software update point. Software update point. Main purpose of this role is automatic updates. So automatic updates. So it does automatic updates. It deploys automatic updates. Software update point. Now I'm gonna write main components of SUP. Main components of SUP. Yes, WSUS. So the first main component, I'm gonna go back to that question. So first of all, we need to understand what is it provides automatic updates. Second, it works with the software. I'm gonna say works with WSUS. Works with WSUS. Now WSUS is a background engine that works with SUP. Without SUP, without WSUS, SUP can't do anything. I mean, you can think of that SUP is the complete car and body and the steering, whereas WSUS is the engine. So this is the engine. So what Microsoft did, instead of recreating the complete engine, they said, oh, we do have that automatic update engine. Why not just upgrade the main features? So they just upgrade the main feature. They call it software update point. So to answer your question, this is the main engine that works in the background. It cannot, SUP itself cannot work without this. Okay. So here, WSUS. Now WSUS, once you configure SUP, main purpose is, what is the main purpose? I can hear everyone guys. It provides automatic updates. And then it works with WSUS. Now WSUS, you do need to install WSUS, but don't configure it. There's a complete video, guys. If you really want to get into SCCM job, that video needs to be done until you can do it with your eyes closed, which is not possible. Meaning it has to be on your fingertip. Why? Because as a SCCM or in all of the jobs, they might not want you to create applications right away. They might not want you to work on OSE, but they will want you to work on updates. They all have different log files. Now, the only way you can remember, there are about 70, 80 log files, guys. But the only way that you can remember those log files is through troubleshooting and experience. I mean, it is not even possible for me to remember everything. Not possible the which log file is for which. But then when you work in real environment or in the lab environment and when you troubleshoot, it will ask you open that log file and see. At that point, what I do for remembering, Whenever I troubleshoot, I start writing on a paper. Okay, when I'm troubleshooting, oh, it asks for this file name. And this, guys, it asks for, why do I write? Guys, I write not because I'll keep that paper somewhere in my, I have thousands of paper, I don't go back to them. Guys, when you write, it is being written in your brain. So writing is a very strong memory. It makes your memory stronger. So every time when I troubleshoot, I would write it. But now I don't because I've been through these troubleshooting through that. You can check the recent times and all that as well. Okay. So guys here, SUP, automatic update, works with WSUS, and then few other things about SUP is that once you have to sync, we need to remember what sync is. Sync is downloading a catalog from Active from Microsoft website. It is download updates catalog. It downloads updates catalog. Uh, Remember about the SUP is once these updates are finished, once they are downloaded, then you need to have a criteria. You need to find particular update for a particular system. So here, software update group, SUGs. You need to create SUGs. Software, software update groups. You need to create software update group. Once software update groups are created, then you can use them and deploy them. Distribute to DP, deploy to collection. Okay. This stuff. You will, if you don't provide a folder, it will ask you later. Okay? If you don't provide even later, it will give you error message. Then it will automatically download them in its own folder. Inside it creates a content library folder in which it downloads all of the updates. It's on C drive. It's on C drive. Directly on C drive, there is something called content library. So what did you guys do? You just unchecked. But next time you provided the folder address and then it worked? Okay. Okay, so it is syncing, it is giving you catalog? Give it some time. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Guys, the main thing here is hit and trial, hit and trial, hit and trial. It has to work. Hmm? It will depending on what are you downloading. What are you downloading? So here, so SUP and these come. Other than this, there are some other optional components as enrollment points. There is a certificate point. There are few other points as well, but those are not that important. Now, other than roles, so you have SCCM components, you have roles, you need to understand that, you need to understand that, and then SCCM configuration. Then comes basic So those are basic is all done. Installation itself was it was it itself is a task. So once SCCM configuration, so once it I would say configuration. Now in configuration, you need around 6, 7 types, right? These are those discoveries. Question to you. Which discovery is responsible for bringing Active Directory sites into SCCM? Forest discovery. So my question again. Which discovery is, so the question goes for only this side. So which discovery, and question goes to Malik Saab. So Malik Saab. So which discovery is required for AD sites to be brought into SCCM? Yes, Malik Saab. Forest. Do you agree with Forest? Do you guys agree with Forest? Do you? Kind of? Kind of. It is system. You're confusing Imran. No, it's forest discovery. Guys, among all of them, forest discovery is different from others. So this is an interview question as well. If you know SCCM, you must know this. Forest discovery, as soon as you switch it on, what it does, it automatically brings all Active Directory sites into your and make them boundaries. It brings all sites and make them boundaries. And remember this example. I went to this one organization and they have like no, not four, 2,000 boundaries in there, and they were happy with this. Boundaries are all there. And since, guys, there are very little people with complete SCCM knowledge. So somebody who did that SCCM configuration long time back, he enabled this discovery. And it was just sitting there. And it was sitting there, it was keep on running from time to time. It will bring in sites, more and more sites as soon as things. So when I went in, they were not even using those things. So what I said, you know what, this product discovery, you don't need it. Why? Because you need specific boundaries. You have a medium-sized organization. You don't need. So whenever you see hundreds and hundreds of boundaries, just double check and go if forest discovery is on. Or maybe they need those boundaries for their own purposes. Then these are all the no, no, no. It's not. It's not. It's not even recommended. Larger organization, it's not recommended to work with forest discovery, but maybe they have some specific reason. So maybe in the past they might have called Microsoft, and Microsoft said, in your situation, you should put it on. So guys, some rule is for any organization, whenever you're there, do not make any changes. Just give them suggestions. Do not be over smart and see, oh, forest discovery. And let me switch it off. Let me switch it off. And let me switch this off. And I'll just go to my manager and say, you know what? See, I know SCCM. And they will say, oh, this is required. No changes, guys. No changes. Never delete anything. Never disable anything. No changes needs to be done until it is over to you. But you have to have that all knowledge. So guys, boundaries, discoveries. And after discoveries, what? Devices. You will discover devices as soon as discoveries are on, and devices are discovered, and based on devices, based on devices, their device collections. Collections. So in both cases, now collections can be of both types. Collections And collections overall of two types, dynamic and both same thing. Dynamic and query based are both same thing. Collections are of direct rule. Direct rule is pick and choose. Direct rule is pick and choose, manually and remove. Whereas that reminds of who? RMT. No, it was MTS. No, it was MTS. No, TMS. Fatima Mandal. He used to call it dynamic. And they seriously used to call it dynamic. Sweet person. So it is dynamic. It is the is dynamic. Uh, so guys, this is the basic configuration of your SCCM environment. Boundaries, boundary groups, discoveries, devices, collections, collections, and then come client installations. So right after that, then comes client installation. So and 7, this is 6.1, and 7.1, the connection, the 6.1, 6.2. Okay. We never work on SQL Server. So you will be installing SQL Server. Actually, we work with SQL Server in 3 products. You already work with SQL in Citrix, because Citrix also uses SQL. SCCM, but the difference is Citrix uses a free version of SQL, whereas here it is a licensed full version of SQL is required. So here, guys, SQL was installed right here. When you did this, there was a SQL server. SQL. SQL Server stands for Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language Server. Now this server, guys, this server is a database server. Now, people will ask you, just like Qasim asked, that we never worked on SQL. How much experience do you have in SQL? Guys, SQL, and this is not my saying, this is books saying. So books tells us that first of all, SQL is a complete database system. You need to be a DBA in order to completely manage this, right? But SCCM, SCOM, SCVMM, VMware, Citrix, when they work with this product, they self-maintain these database servers. They self-maintain. They keep on maintaining their databases. So most of the time, we don't need to go deep down into SQL and fix the issues. Why? Because these products are automatically doing a lot of maintenance on the database. Normalization they are doing. So if the people who know what databases are, they know that it's not a simple product. It's a different product. No, it is working in the background. It is working in the background. It's a very, very important component. But it is automatically working, turned on, and working. If this product goes down at any point, your complete SCCM won't work. Yes, yes. In the beginning, you have to install it. I think it was second video where you have to install SQL Server. One thing to remember about SQL, guys. In SCCM, SQL Server is stores all SCCM configuration. Meaning this is the storage where SCCM is stored everything. If this goes down, SCCM is down no matter how many configurations are there. So, yes, so the server that where you installed SQL Server, that server is known as a site DB. So the server where you installed SQL Server, it is a site DB server. So in our case, server 1 is a site DB server because our database is on that server. Okay? So our server, we installed database, we installed this server on our first SCCM server. So that is our DB server. Okay? Um, okay. So here. Selfie. कहाँ से वैसे ज्यादा चाहिए? No, fine. Okay, guys, this is what I call a mind map. This is a mind map. Now, what is a mind map, guys? Guys, mind map is that if what if, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make a history by saying this sentence. No, no. Okay, but guys, mind map is that as soon as as soon as the word SCCM comes in interviews, this complete mind map will automatically open in your brain. Then okay, this and this is and how you can remember all this only by teaching it to other people. This is the best thing that you can do. Guys, this will be understandable by writing, by making it. When you're free, when you're waiting somewhere, take out a pen and paper, or maybe nowadays we have these phones you can make with stylus. You can make start making this. First of all, few times you need to make them. Okay, guys, here, let's look at this. So this is basics. This is basic. So SCCM started with here, you have role, configuration, installation, and these. And then comes applications, and now I'm going to make mind map for applications, and then I'm going to make it for OSD. And then at the end, we'll discuss it one time, and then we'll start VMS. So first of all, what is SCCM? SCCM is named for deployments, right? Guys, those all deployments are done from software library. So meaning software library is the main factory of your SCCM. Software library is your main factory. That is SCCM. And then you go into software library. And within software library, it is divided into three applications. And then there is updates, software updates. And the third one is operating system. Operating system. First of all, applications. Applications, we can create two types of packages. Remember? So those are, number one, you can create applications and you can create packages. And here, this is older, this is newer. This is lighter, L-I-G-H-T or L-I-T-E? Huh? Lighter or is it lighter? Later. So then what is lighter? What is this light? how do you differentiate between lighter? This room is lighter. It's the same thing. How do you? Lighter, brighter. So it is lighter. It is. These are heavier. These are heavier, and then it has less features. And more features. Now, but and this is recommended. This is not recommended, but you can still use them. You can still. It's not that you don't use them, but you can still use them. They don't. They don't. We used to do manual scripting for that. Or we used to do manual scripting. Now, they were a product of, packages were product of 2007, and applications are product of 2012. So they exist in 2012. You won't find application in 2007. There is no application in 2007. Now, other than this, once you understand the differences of these two, yes. Really? आपने सही करा दिया मैं नहीं मजाक कर रहा हूँ लेकिन अब मैं छेड़िएगा गलती से हुआ है तो okay guys here let's look at this okay you can keep an eye here on moving there okay so I mean I have to stop it to see it in a bigger screen but so here do we see this yes it's right here okay it is high def once you see it it will be big okay here applications are of two types application and packages older newer more feature less feature it has and all that so when you start packaging those applications then we can package two types of applications and those are applications XVN, MSI and XV. MSI are recommended. So first of all, try to find MSI of any application. If you can, then try to convert from XV to MSI. Then try to convert from XV to MSI. Now MSI are more SCCM friendly. We can say these are SCCM friendly. SCCM. And these can also be packaged. So I can say it can be packaged. It can be packaged, but it is a little differently. A little differently they are packaged. Can be packaged. Um, try, I would say try to use XZ to MSI, XZ to MSI converters. So try to use these software that can convert XZ to MSI. Okay. Now, when you package these applications, what is the general process? The general process is same for both of them. First of all, you download application number one, and then you would download application, and then what is the next process? Yes, copy them on shared folder. Copy them to shared folder, and our shared folder was source. So this is sources. Copy them to shared folder, and then from SCCM you start packaging them. Right? Do you have to install them? You have to install them, right? You have to install. Yes, you do. You just check them manually on a machine. You don't need to install them. So yes. So in this, copy them, and then SCCM. So within SCCM, package them. After once they are packaged, you would distribute them, distribute and deploy. Distribute to distribution point. This is done to this is to distribution point, and deployment to collections. Collection. Now comes software update. Software update we discussed over there. Here, right here, software updates. Software update components, just a quick thing. Number one, it's a role in SCCM. Number one. Number two, added to SCCM. Number three, it uses WSUS. It uses WSUS. It downloads updates from Microsoft servers, download updates from Microsoft servers, and then you create software groups, create SUG, software update groups, and then distribute and deploy. Distribute and deploy. Anything. No, it doesn't. It doesn't do third-party updates, guys. It only does Microsoft updates. It only does Microsoft updates. Guys, the next thing is operating system deployment. So, operating system deployment. Now, this was a bit heavy topic. We spent 2 days on this. This is a mind map. This is just a mind map. Now, there is a full diagram for SUP. Remember, there is a full diagram of from our whiteboard. Guys, there would be a great it would be a great help for the humanity of this class that if anybody can download those all whiteboards and put them in a document. Do it subject wise. One group can do Citrix because they are still on WhatsApp, and after later they'll be removed. When the history is removed, they'll be removed. So as long as they are there, I would recommend to download those updates right from the beginning and create documents for them. Guys, for interviews, for summaries, I want everything on this board. Once you have everything on this board on your fingertips, you become, inshallah, a system admin. Guys, this is what is required in the market. You are already copying them here? Okay, so whenever I post them, you copy them on your computer? So you have them with folder? Excellent, bhai. Wajiba. I think they are bigger. They are bigger folder. Really big. So you have till start from now. Oh, okay. Yes, it can be. So today I'm gonna get it from you, and then maybe you can. Guys, the good thing, the best thing that you should all do, create a blog for yourself. Just create it. Just like I have a blog. So Blogspot gives you free blogs. You can create your account and start creating your own complete blog in there. And in that blog, keep all your notes over there so that wherever you are, wherever in the world you go, just look at your notes. It's all there on the internet. So that's one way. Create your own blogs as well. Sometimes it is good for a professional reference. It's good for professional reference. Operating system deployments, OSD, operating system deployments. When we talk about operating system deployments, guys, we understood that operating system deployments has a huge, vast, it is a vast topic in itself. I don't know if I'll be able to kind of put that in here, but let's start. No, I want you to discuss it. I want you to discuss this. I want you to discuss. So for now, I'm gonna go kind of like this. I want you to discuss everything on the board for 15 minutes today. Uh, Operating system deployment. Operating system deployment starts from within operating system deployment. First of all, first part was OSD prep. OSD prep. Within OSD prep, what you needed to do is you needed to have This works with WDS, right? It cannot work without WDS. We shouldn't install manually WDS. The WDS should be installed from within SCCM. OSD prep includes configuring WDS first. And how do you configure it? You go to DP. So on DP, enable, on DP, enable. So that's the very first thing you do. Once you enable Pixie, what this does, this configures WDS. And I'm not writing all of the steps. We have a full diagram of all of the other steps. So first of all, this is a prep. So in prep, you would go to DP, and then you would enable Pixie, and then here you would configure WDS, and within the once the WDS is configured, you would verify it, and then you move on. So this is basic configuration. Right after that, config, I would say SCCM config from SCCM. So this is from SCCM. Now comes to the factory software library. This is you did in administration and site, and when you go into DP properties. Next next component is now you would go to SCCM. It's SCCM. You go to software library, and within software library, you end up going to operating system. Operating system. Now within operating system, now your work starts. You have many things there. So starting from you have their drivers, have driver packages, and I'm gonna give you a brief on driver and what is driver packages. But essentially, we worked on OS images, OS installer. Yes, I'm gonna give you like information on this. OS installer. So we worked here, and we worked on boot images, and then comes task sequence. Then comes task sequence. Guys, in this, first of all, I'll come back to drivers a little later, but here I just want to give you what is in OS images. What is in OS images? What is in OS images? You will give it, yes, exactly, install.vim. Install.vim, or the captured image, you captured it from the reference machine. So here also you need to give here you can also give your master Windows 7.zip. Because here you need to bring all those images that you want to deploy from SCCM. So you will bring all those images that needs to be deployed in the environment. So OS images, guys, this is why this place is known as images. Images meaning you need to bring all those images that you captured them either or new images. What is an installer? Installer is just a location of source folder. So this is just a location of source folder. So this is location of source folder. What is in the boot image? In boot image, it has two types of images automatically. It is, yes, it has two boot images. So basically, this is a location of boot.image automatically. We don't do anything, we don't import it, but it is actually. So just like in WDS, we have to manually include these. In SCCM, boot images are automatically added. So boot images are added are of two types, 64-bit In both of them, we did some settings. No, before that, we did two settings in that. Yes, we enable the command support. So we enable command support, and then second one was automatically enabled, guys. Second one was automatically enabled. But right after that, you do we yeah, that was we just checked. So you just go and check that there is one last line. So I don't know what was it. Remember, but you have to just check. It is automatically selected in R2, guys. In R2, it is automatically. You don't need to. So and it's fine. And it's fine. So so here, guys, now comes what is driver and driver tax. These are first of all not mandatory. These both are not mandatory, but they are used if, for example, so first of all, within OSD, I'm explaining what is driver and driver packaging. So OSD, what is the main function of OSD? Main function of OSD is that you bring a Windows 7 and package it. You package it properly, and now you are going to what? You are going to deploy it on all these machines. Now, guys, you have Windows 7. Are you on the same page? You have Windows 7 package, and I need to deploy it on that machine and also on Lenovo machine. So it needs to go to that machine, and it needs to go to Lenovo machine. Guys, these both are two different machines and two different hardware. They have two different hardware. So most of the time, when you do not include drivers in here, just like we never included drivers. Why we kept them empty? But if you don't include drivers, the package Windows 7 will use generic drivers. Generic driver automatically generic driver that comes with Windows 7. So it is exactly right. When the first time you install all these machines, the display was working, the sound was working because Windows 7 is using generic drivers. But guys, sometimes these machines have some special cards that the drivers are not included with operating system. So those drivers you need to download from internet and bring them here in driver section. So that if the drivers, if those special drivers are sitting here, then drivers will be pulled into the image and they will be installed with this. No, 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 no. This is another important part. First of all, drivers are used to operate hardware. Drivers are only required. Drivers and driver packages are required when you have number of business hardware, and then when I deploy this here in this hardware, but you see the Windows 7 is deployed, but then it's not working properly. Maybe network card is not working properly. So for that, whenever you go into this machine and install a driver, but if you need to add those drivers, all you need to do, download it from internet, bring it here. The drivers will be automatically part of operating system, and when you send it, all drivers will be installed with operating system. And then import from there. So in sources folder, we put all drivers. Within that, we download all drivers, and then we put them in driver section. Yes, it's another very important process. So guys, now all these applications Guys, all the applications nowadays comes with two types of drivers. One is known as SCCM package driver, the other known as individual driver. So previous SCCM version, there were we only had drivers. So we had to extract drivers, copy them, then import them. But nowadays, all these companies are making a one big package of all the drivers, and I'm going to show you where this is. So if you go to Google here, and within Google, uh, we'll go into just search for SCCM uh, driver package, driver package for Lenovo, and you can write your own machine name as well. Lenovo, Asus, or all these. As soon as you go there, so here it says that SCCM package for Windows 7 32-bit Lenovo driver. Now, if you go to this site right here, guys, within this site here, it shows you this is 286 MB of complete package for a driver for SCCM, especially for SCCM. So in this case, all you need to do is download this file, and import it in driver package. And once you have imported, it will be part of the image. So by default, convenient to use. Big question is, the big question is, can you have one image for three different type of hardware? For example, the same image, can it work for this? Can it work for Dell? Can it work for a gaming machine or any other machine? Do do one last that last sequence should be intelligent enough as soon as it goes through it knows that it is Lenovo and it goes install Lenovo drivers. And then last sequence automatically that and automatically install it. So that is done on very high level. It has to be that type of method. But guys, there is a simpler option. There is a simpler option. Sorry? No, that won't work. The simpler option is create three different task sequences. One for Lenovo, one for Dell, and one for you, and then get three different type of collections. One for one collection for each, one collection for the Lenovo machine, one collection, and deploy task sequence for Lenovo just for Lenovo. I did that. I didn't have time to do all of the scripting and things, so I created three different images for three different type of machines. No, no, then I'm gonna include only so in that task sequence, I'm gonna include only the Lenovo drivers. And in the task sequence for HP, I'm gonna include HP task. So it won't be just a waste of space actually. So what's happening is, see this, your operating system is just this. But when you task sequence it, it becomes heavy. And when you add all the unnecessary drivers as well, it becomes more heavier. Other administrator meaning? Yes, in that case they have to do it. In that case, but in that case it is very intelligent. It is saving your time actually. So in my approach, where I created three different task sequences for three, I still have to sit there and then carefully create collection and then send it to and then create three different type of reports. But then in the second type, where administrator has scripted everything, it is intelligent, it is heavier, but you just start it at night and next morning you can check all reports are there, everything is deployed. So it is heavier, but it's doing the task. Yes. Okay, okay. So guys, so drivers and driver packages are these. So what we did here, we configured OS images, we configured installer, we configured boot images, and then comes task sequence. Task sequence of for how many types? Two types. So this is two types of task sequence. And those two types are for that people who are leaning back and relaxing and then trying to sleep, guys, you need to sit straight up and then oh, this is below here. So please. And I'm gonna move this to this level. Is it seeable? Okay. So guys, right here task sequence are of two types. One is task sequence media and one is task sequence. Task sequence media is only for capture. It is to capture. It creates the ISO at the end. It gives ISO at the end. That ISO you need to take it to a reference machine, and then reference machine. It captures the complete Windows 7 and gives you a Windows 7 image. Whereas task sequence, this is for deployment purposes. This is to deploy OS. This is to deploy. This is for capture. This is to deploy OS. This is to capture. This is to deploy OS. So deployer. When you are deploying OS, you can deploy existing image, existing image, or you can do built-in capture. Yes, yes. Built and captured, guys, it's a task sequence, right? So what are we talking about here? We're talking about the operating system that I was asked to deploy on all these 40 machines. So I bought that operating system. What did I do? Bought the operating system from Staples. I brought it in SCCM. Then I packaged it. So I packaged it, and now I create a task sequence on top of this. It is packaged. Now why am I saying it is two different things? I need a package. Okay, it's fine. Guys, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand it because you need to have that operating system, new operating system. You created a task sequence. What task sequence does, task sequence actually combines everything here. It combines the image, it combines the installer, it adds the boot image, and basically it creates a package. Now, once the package is all ready, it has drivers and everything. Now, once this is packaged, then what you do, you can deploy it to a collection. You can deploy to a collection. Now, existing image simply means that this is ready, and I need to just deploy it without any changes. So, what I will do, I will just deploy it to a collection. Now, understand build and capture. Let's say this was my master image. This was my master image, and I used to deploy it for, let's say, for last 2 years. And now this image is old. There are some updates that are old. There are some drivers that are old. There are some applications that I don't need, or maybe service pack. So in this case, what I need to do, I need to repackage it. So there are two ways to this. One way is that you completely discard this task sequence and create a brand new one. This is one way. Now the problem in that is, I mean, is there an easier approach? Yes. All you need to do, create a new reference machine, install all updates, required application as of today now, and then package, capture it, and then create a new dash request and deploy it. But guys, the problem with that is that there are some application in your master image that is not even available now. So the applications that were packaged 2 years back are only in this package. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, now, if in today's date, if I need to create exactly this package, I cannot create it from scratch because the application that sits here is not available outside. So in that case, now there are two options. One option is that you completely deploy it on this machine, and then keep it aside, and then manually log in and do all of your changes. So you would remove the unwanted application, you install wanted application, you update everything, and then all you need to do is capture it and then deploy it again. So there are three types of strategies here. One was one was completely discard this image, older master recreate a reference machine and then create it, capture it, and then deploy it. But this was the problem with that strategy that the some application that exists in that master image you cannot now install them. Okay, for that reason, you second, you know what, take the master image, deploy on this, and then put it aside, and then do all of the changes here, and then capture it back again, and then deploy it. Do we understand the second strategy? Kind of. Um, yes, it can be done too. It can be done. That's the third approach. That is the third approach. You know what? Let's do it. I'll explain these three strategies here on the board. But before that, guys, I want you to discuss that in a group of two. And one rule for discussion is guys, with honesty, think of all of the money you're spending here, think of all of the time you're spending here, and this has to be on your fingertips. Please, this has to be on your fingertips. Think that you're trying to teach the other person. Guys, transfer all your knowledge to the other person. The other person is describing how it is you need to start exactly how I started going here, then here, then here, and as much as possible, and then go over here, and then one person comes from the topic, and the other person and kind of start from here. Start from here. So your responsibility. One person would would describe version. Second person describe deployment. Then the first person would again come to components. Then you can also divide all that. One rule is honest. Second rule is helping others. Start now. So start now. So the person sitting on the right, person sitting on the right, on your right, Hide नहीं, व्हाट्सएप पे नहीं है, सिर्फ आपने ये वाली नहीं है। अच्छा अच्छा, पूरा पूरा ठीक है। हाँ ये हमने तो शुरू से ये सुना है, बादब बा मुराद या बा नसीब। जितना आप रिस्पेक्ट करेंगे उतनी आपको रिस्पेक्ट मिलेगी और उतना ही आप ऊपर चले जाते जाएंगे। और जिधर आपने रिस्पेक्ट छोड़ी किसी की भी, तो फिर वो बदतमीजी वापस लौट के हमारे पास आती है, वापस आती है वो। आप किसी को गाली देंगे ना, अगर अभी नहीं पड़ी ना गाली आपको, तो वो वापस आएगी लौट के वापस। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, वो उनकी जो बात है ना मेरे ध्यान में है, धोखे को अपने ओरिजिन से बहुत मोहब्बत है, धोखा मुड़ के वापस उधर ही आता है उसी जगह। Okay, so guys, here I'm gonna go through this task sequence. Things that must be done. Oh yes. No, oh, that package is empty now. Is it? Okay. Task sequence. Yes. Up to that. So task sequence is up to that, and then task sequence. This gives us a capture image. Gives us a capture image, and capture image we take it to the reference machine. This is the machine which we need to capture. So basically, you take the file store on this, and this in turn, this will be completely, it runs on this. So capture ISO runs, runs on this, and then in turn it creates an image of this Windows 7, and we call this that this is a master image. And now this is brought on to SCCM server. So this is your SCCM server. As soon as now this image that is captured, it will be Remember that place, OS images? And OS images is a place under in software library. So take the image, it becomes a master image, then you import it inside SCCM under OS images. Now in images, now you have that additional image. Okay? And then later on, the same image that now is imported, now you will see here, it says that within images you have master Windows 7 dot vim image is sitting here. Now we can attach this image to a task sequence. Now in task sequence we already know the task sequence are of two types. One is deploy, this and second is built-in capture. Built-in capture, first of all, existing image. Guys, this existing image is actually this one, where you take this captured image, and now you're gonna add it here in existing image. Basically, now you're deploying this on your 200 machine. This is your, or you can have a brand new Windows 7 as well. So in existing image, it could be two types. It's the master image you can deploy. So it would be Windows 7, which is this one, right from here. Or it can be a Windows 7. New Windows 7. In both cases, you are creating that task sequence. And once you create that task sequence, so you create a TS, and then once it is created, it will add. So it's gonna add what? It is going to add a task sequence, your image, and also boot image and installer, and if there are drivers. So as soon as all four things are added, it gives you that task sequence. And this task sequence is then distributed and deployed. So that is that these are major steps in task sequence. See how they are related? You captured it from here. It became a master image. You imported inside OS images. And once it is imported inside, now when you're deploying the existing image, you have two ways to go. You can deploy this image or you can deploy a new image. In both cases, it will be made exactly in the same manner. It will be made as create task sequence. Then when you create it, it will add automatically all these four components. Once it is added, it became a task sequence now, and now it will be distributed and deployed. Yes. So this is where I needed this. So let's see. Now, when you captured it, first of all, it was just a Windows running, just this machine running. It was just a this machine running. Now, now you captured it in the form of an image. It became a WIM file. It became a WIM file. Now, WIM file now will be added inside a topi? No. Inside a task sequence. This is a task sequence. Guys, you see how it is working? Before it was just a simple Windows. When you captured it, so it was a Windows, and here the quality of this is that it will make it a Win file. Without this, it cannot be a WIM file. It is just a machine. So it is captured and it became a WIM file. You brought it inside SCCM, and now here you're creating a task sequence. When I say create task sequence, basically you're creating a task sequence. And in this task sequence, four things will be added: the image, the boot image, and the installer and drivers, and all once they are all done, they are added to the task sequence. And task sequence, now you need to first distribute it on a distribution point, and then it goes exactly. So now, is this understandable? Okay. Second one is build and capture. Build and capture, guys, mostly is used for two purposes. So either it is used for testing purposes, testing, or either it is used to update. It is used to update testing purposes or master image. In both cases, what it is doing, so it is like this, guys. It is like this. The story starts right from here within the build task sequence. So this is my ready build master image. Everyone listening? Same page? Are we on the same page? Are we not on the same page? Okay, so there is no yes or no to this. So are we not on the same page? Yes or no? Trick question. I don't even know. Should it be yes or no? Okay. Here, very important point, guys. Okay. So build and capture. For build and capture, you must have a existing image in your hand. In this, you had an existing image, but here you want an image to be deployed on this machine and changed and then recapture it. This is what you're doing. So basically, maybe the most recent or the most old. So this is how it is. So remember this. Remember, do we remember this? So this was my Windows. It was inside a Vim file, and Vim file was inside a task sequence. So this is exactly what it is. So here, this is my task sequence, the topi, task sequence, and inside there is the package, and inside there is the package, and inside the package there is this Windows file. Now you have it ready. Let's say this master image was available from last 2 years. Now you need to update it. So all you need to do, create a build and capture. When you create a build and capture, the very first question it would ask, where is your existing master image? So we'll say, oh, it's sitting on sources folder. So from there, all you do, you simply add it to a new task. And within the new task sequence, you will do some changes. You will say that remove and remove application number 4 and add new application number 1 and let's add new no, no, that's different. DISM command, I mean there is a huge meaning of a DISM command. Now DISM command not only modifies, with DISM command you can create, delete, not, it's just a command. But in that essence, it's doing the updation. Yes, but it's not exactly like DISM command. Okay. Guys, this was the older image. We attached this older image to a new task sequence. New task sequence. This master image will be added to a new task sequence, and with the new task sequence, I add these things here. So I'm adding these things here, and now what I do is at the end a new task sequence is created, and this task sequence I'm going to distribute it. Now, as soon as this new task sequence, now basically this is a new task sequence that is created. Now you see what is happening? Build and capture. So what it is doing, it will deploy this task sequence to a new machine, and it will make these changes, and then capture it back again, and at the end, so you're deploying it, so basically it is going on to this machine, right? So it goes onto this machine, it deploys it, and then at the end it will again capture it. So after capturing, it became a new master, new master Windows 7. It gives you a new Vim file. It gives you a new Vim file. So basically, it is updating the existing one. So it is deploying it, making changes, and then get a new. Now you have a new package for all new machines. This is what it is doing: build and capture. It builds it, makes changes, and then capture it back again, and it is now brand new. That's what it is doing. Yes, it is part of part of this complete process. It is part of this complete process. Yes, exactly like how you see it. Exactly like um, how you see in a task sequence. So recently, I just uploaded the OSD. So if I go here and it's video number 12. So here I have I have three videos added recently. So there is one. So there is 12A. Now, no need for that. I mean, if you ever need drivers, you can just download a package and put it. It will be automatically added. So here, let's look at this. So you would see that complete progress like this. So it goes on and on. Let me show you. Uh-huh. I didn't upload it part D. There is part D to this as well. So I'm gonna upload. So it will be something like this. Once so so guys, this is SCCM. आपके पास एग्जैक्टली 5 सेकंड है यार ये सारा मैंने अभी पढ़ा दिया आपको सारा कुछ अभी ये तो आपकी अभी रैंडम एक्सेस मेमोरी में है इससे पहले कि आप रीबूट हो पहले दो सवाल उन्होंने किए हुए हैं यार वो थीम याद रखें, इस हफ्ते की थीम है कि दूसरे बंदे को पास कराएं, लेकिन ये थीम टेस्ट पे अप्लाई नहीं होती। Mandatory means without which SCCM won't exist. है मुश्किल है यार, इतना आसान। माशा, वो सच्ची है उनकी बात।